Hi, my name is Steffanie Siebrand, and I'm Vice President of Production and Acquisitions for Saddle Ranch Productions. We are a full-service production company located in Beverly Hills, California. Well, I come into the digital signage industry from the content creation point of view. And for me, when I look at what the challenges are and how to maintain this industry, I mean, we have exponential growth, and it's only going to continue for many years ahead. I think that what we need to do is really educate people, especially ones that are starting a new digital signage network, to understand that when you need to have compelling, relevant content. And then if you're an ad-based network, have a balance there. You can't just start a new digital signage network and think, I'm just going to have all advertising, I'm going to make tons of money, and life is going to be great. You have to let's look at the traditional model of television, okay? So you have a hit show. A network creates great content so that they have eyeballs, and then thusly they can sell advertising. Now, we take that same concept and put it in an innovative way and apply it to the digital signage industry, and what you learn from that is you need to have compelling content. Otherwise, you're not going to have eyeballs. If you have just all advertising or just a few graphics, people are going to walk right on by, depending on what your venue is, and the dwell time, obviously, it's very specific to each. But what I say is content is king. And in order to support these different networks and the new ones, the ones that are currently existing, people really need to understand this concept, because that is what's going to be how they're going to be successful. That is how they're going to, if they are ad-based, that is how they're going to make money to be, to have sustainability. The question has been posed, what vertical markets are going to offer the most opportunity in this digital signage industry? And here at Saddle Ranch Productions, we specialize, now not exclusively, because we do all types of content creation, but we have 25 years of creating medical-based content, first with place-based networks and now digital signage. And what that means is that if you even look at the medical field to begin with, what the trends are, medical offices are just going to be more and more specified. So where you used to have a general practitioner, now you're going to have much more specification in that industry. Now, how does that translate to digital signage? Well, right now we produce content for Care Media Holdings, which we've done for years. So we do Kid Care TV, which is in pediatricians' offices, Women's Health Care TV, which is in OBGYN offices. We also do Pet Care TV, which veterinarian offices, America's Minority Health Network, which is in minority health offices, and Spectrum Health, which is in hospitals. Now, those are still fairly general, I mean, they're specific but general areas of the medical field, but it's going to be even more specified. Well, you'll have a doctor that will ultimately, let's say, he will know everything there is to know about a right arm, okay? And then you'll have another doctor that will know everything there needs to know about a left foot. Now, that's exaggerating, but not really. And so, at least for the medical field, where I can see this trend going is creating place-based networks that are so specified. And so then, I mean, think if you're again, an ad-based network, those advertisers they'll know exactly what body, what person is there receiving your content, that then you can go and sell the specific, most perfect advertising. And that applies to all sorts of fields, not just medical as well. The technology is mind-blowing, but amazing, and that's why it's so exciting to be in this industry. I think that from a content creation standpoint, one of the things that are so exciting is, let me back up. When we started doing this, we were delivering our content on VHS tapes. We would literally mail the VHS tapes. I mean, that's how long we've been doing this. The technology today allows, I'll use the model for one of our clients, Kid Care TV. Goes into pediatricians' offices around the country. The technology allows us to send immediately any content we need to in any office around the country that can be very specified to that region. Now, these are general educational content segments that we produce, but we also have what I call module content pieces that can, with data feed, combined with full motion video, will allow a feed sent to, let's say, Des Moines, Iowa, will give them a UV index for that specific area, that specific office in that specific part of a city. The same feed will go to Los Angeles and we'll tell the viewer, well, the UV level for your area is such and such, and combined with it immediately, married with full motion content where you have a host standing there, on screen telling you what is going on in your area in that specific moment and what you should do about it. That's just one example, but the technology that exists now allows you to do that. And when we go back to the medical content that we produce for kid care and women's health care. If, for example, there is a segment that maybe the science has changed, we get a call from a doctor, we're able to instantly remove that, make the changes, and then deploy it back on, onto that specific screen. Or maybe we don't run a specific segment in a specific office because a doctor that maybe doesn't want something on breastfeeding. I mean, you never know. But the technology is so exciting, and we're just very, very happy to be part of an amazing industry. One of the biggest challenges, I think, especially for new networks that are starting up, maybe don't have a ton of capital behind them, or even ones that do, is to figure out how do we make money. Okay, so one thing that we always stress here at Saddle Ranch Productions is content is king. Now, that doesn't mean that you need to go broke producing content, but you need to keep that as one of your main goals, and put a lot of attention and energy into it, because if you don't have content, you're not going to have eyeballs. It's not going to be relevant, and you can't just overwhelm people with advertisements, because we know, and the studies show, they'll just tune it out. So what we have done is we stress content, but because specifically, let's take the medical content that we produce, we've been doing it for so long that we know how to streamline it. We have the connections. We know how to produce medical data that is accurate. We have the relationships with the doctors, with the hospitals, and we can go in and we can do it efficiently and quickly, high quality, but ultimately to a much lower cost to a network that maybe other content producers couldn't really do, especially if they're just starting out. Digital Signage Expo. Join the revolution.